We're the only superpower left in the world. And the left doesn't like it. The UN doesn't like it. Russia doesn't like it. China doesn't like it. The world is ready for a change. They don't like that the United States is the only superpower left. Our Constitution is the highest law in the land. And because we're the only superpower, it is then the highest law on earth. But we know how the left feels about the Constitution. We know how the United Nations feels about our Constitution. And we know because the whole world has been led to believe that Tea Partiers are racist and small-minded and closed and xenophobes. We don't like any foreigners. We're isolationists. That's what they're told. That's what they believe. Believe me, I've traveled the world. I know how the world views me. And so I know how the Tea Party and how anybody who believes in the Constitution has been painted. The progressives have also successfully removed God from the government. And when God is removed from the square, the public square and government, then something has to fill that void. The UN is dysfunctional and has never had any credibility. Otherwise, it would fill that void, right? But if you have a showdown the size of World War III, you could, if you were smart, establish UN credibility. If you could give them a tangible global tragedy that could, by the last hour, be avoided through diplomacy and superior leadership, you could gain credibility, at least through most of the world. They would say, thank goodness. And if you start something and go down and it starts to unravel and it is out of control and it is bad, and somehow or another you can gain peace if all the players will come to the table and say, okay, we're going to enforce this peace. Well, then you have credibility, and Russia is acknowledged as a superpower again, as China is acknowledged as a superpower. And so all three superpowers, now it's not just one, it's all three superpowers, all of a sudden have come together and solved their problems on the floor of the UN. And they would have to agree to some things that we would most likely stand by, because we'd have to accept them. And you'd have your world government.